Morning, gorgeous. Lovely to see you out here in the garden. The sun's not actually out, but, well, I've still got my hat on. Let me show you what's happening here, because this is the main show. And we still have some late Commelina flowers, and amongst all the fabulous crocus are these cute little blue flowers. I think that's you, Christina. Hello. So we're just enjoying the flowers. And I'm just grateful to be able to share them with you because they're so pretty. Morning, Linda. Good morning, Angie. Here we all are, just getting in closer. It's a bit early for them to be really open. There's no sun yet to make them open up. But it's so peaceful. And if you haven't seen the pictures that I took from the top of the hill 20 minutes ago, morning, Timothy, you've got to go look. There's a fog over the harbour and it's beautiful because we're above the fog. So, you know, clouds from on top is always really pretty. Here are the anemones, and look, they haven't woken up yet. They're all still half asleep. But they're so pretty. Let me try and get you a better... There we go. That looks like a better shot. And there's just so many of them. And you can see there's not a breath of wind. And it's really quite warm out of here. I've probably got far too many clothes on. It's just sort of a habit. And look, we have the fuchsia with a little bumblebee that's asleep on the flower. That's so cute. Don't want to disturb it, but there you go. They got a hole up somewhere. Heather, good morning, sweetie. And look at this. We have the willow gentian, which is very blue. And something that I really enjoy. It had a bit of a hard time this year, you can tell. It's just a bit... it got droughted, but it survived. So, this morning... Oh, actually, there's one more thing I have to show you. Excuse me, walking across. This dahlia is doing really well because it's flowered a bit later than all the others. There you go. And we had rain, right? So it's got enough water to really inflate its flowers. And they're just bright and luminous. And I wanted you to see that. Right. The blue flowers are the willow gentians, Timothy. The ones that are on the stem with, you know, the green leaves and the very dark blue. They're gorgeous. Gentian blue is the most glorious colour, and... yeah, I went through a stage of planting gentians. That's the only one that really thrives here, but that one's lovely. So, today, I got a really good question. Raghunath, my friend Raghunath, asked me a question which really, when I thought about it, was about reciprocity and feeling, oh my goodness, I relate to this. Like you just give and you put out and you do your best and you contribute. And sweet Fanny Adams comes back. It doesn't matter, you know, whether it's relationship, whether you pay through the nose for stuff, and it's just like, oh God, I have to keep paying. I just have to survive, and I keep paying, and I keep working, and I keep giving, and I keep trying, and nothing. You know, it's where is the flow that's supposed to come back to me in all of this? That was the feeling I got from the question. So if I didn't get the right feeling, Raghunath, because I know you'll see this, please elaborate. But that's the thread I'm going to take today. Because I really relate to this experience, because it happened to me. Susanna, it's lovely to see you. And I don't mean it happened to me like somebody did it to me. I mean, that was just the way I experienced life, really. And what I started slowly to understand when I connected with my first mentor in May of 2017, which was important because she really helped me figure some stuff out. What I realised was that somehow or other, if I just keep on giving and not much is coming back, despite how much I may have evidence, and I may believe and I may see, and it may be really reasonable for me to say, well, those people are exploitative, or that person never gives back to me, or, you know, I'm being used, or whatever it is. Despite how much it looks like that, somehow or other, if I really am creating my own reality, somehow I'm making that happen. So then the question is, well, how in the heck do I do that? And why on earth would I do that, right? Why would I keep all this stuff out? Darcy, it's lovely to see you. I'm glad that I get to be part of your break at work. I feel privileged. Bless you. Gillian, good morning. Yay! It's just lovely to be here with you outside. You can hear the birds waking up. And, how the feck? Really? Here I am. I'm this generous person. I'm doing all this stuff. I'm doing my best, and I just seem to get shit back. And I tell you, it's not about the people. It's not about the circumstances. It's always been about me. So what I started to realise back in 2017 and through 2018, before I really, this was my kind of dawning understanding that if I'm creating all of this, somehow I must have decided that I needed to keep good stuff away. Somehow it became a matter of survival for me to keep stuff out. What? Really? Kiki! Hello, honey! It's so good to see you. And this is something that my mentor at the time used to say, if there's if things aren't turning up in your life that you want, there's really only 3 reasons why. One of them is that you don't believe you can have it. Now, most of us here have the idea that even if we don't know how, that we are bigger than we appear, we are more than we've been told, and we have the ability to create anything we like. But, it's like, oh, well, that's a grand idea. But assuming for the moment that you think it's possible, even if you don't know how, the next reason why you wouldn't let something in is because you don't think you deserve it. And that's a common thing. Oh, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. Bottom line, I'm not worthy. And it often comes down to that. It really does, bottom line. But the other thing that's kind of in between those two of, I know it's possible, but I don't know how, and it's not happening, and I'm not worthy, is the fact that on some level, we believe that if we get what we want, something very bad is going to happen to us. And I'm going to use the example of a relationship. Boris, beautiful. It's great to see you. It's lovely to have you all here. I'm very safe over here, by the way, Kiki. I'm holed up at home. Almost nothing has changed for me because my life is very independent and sort of online anyway. So, I'm very grateful. So if you're wanting a relationship, if you're wanting connection, if you're wanting love, if you're wanting, a lover, and you put out and you try and you look, and all you seem to get is people that don't, Time is an illusion, Linda. Lunchtime doubly so. Thank you, Douglas Adams. I think you have been watching me for just about most of the time. I started in June and that year, and that was it. So if you want a relationship and the relationship's not turning up, or the only people you get are kind of, you might say, users, there's a pattern in you, like a lock, that can only accept a certain kind of key. You've become accustomed to it being like that. Laurie, hello, honey. You've gotten used to that's how the world is. And anybody who's really made a significant change in relationships will know that at some point they realised, I keep on choosing losers, or I keep on choosing abusers, or, whatever. And you realise that, those people are out there, but there's something in you which is connecting with something in them, and that's what makes it keep on happening. And, a lot of the time, that, and not always, but a lot of the time, that happens because of the conditioning that we have when we're young people. We model our relationships on how the significant people in our lives relate to others. So, for example, and I know my parents loved each other very much, but somehow or other, the way they demonstrated their relationship, when I got to my teens and, the time when I should have been creating significant relationships for myself, when I finally did, and I only understand this about, in retrospect, I had no idea what a significant relationship should look like. I really did not. I didn't understand that it was supposed to be fun. It was supposed to be nice. There was supposed to be communication. It was supposed to be pleasant. It was supposed to be easy. I had no concept of that. And so because I had a core experience of life as being hard, the young chap that I connected with was really actually abusive. He was. Because he was screwed up himself. And I didn't understand all that shit in those days. It was just how life was. So, of course, I expected it to be like that. Now I understand, because I've learned, because I've evolved, because I've grown, completely different things about relationships. So, and you might say, well, you know, I grew up with my parents and this is my life and this is how I know to survive. I am used to it being like this. So unconsciously, we keep doing what we're used to, even when we don't like it. So if you're used to feeling used in relationships, and then you decide, but I want a relationship where it's mutual and it's easy and I can communicate and be myself and all that stuff. On some level, the part of you that says, but I know how to survive when I'm being abused. I know what to do. I know who I am. I know how to be. I know how it feels. It's familiar to me. And now you want to go do something else. I am not automatically going to just say, oh, this is fantastic. You might think it's a lovely idea, but you're going to find it scary because it's new to you. And the more obvious thing is, you know, if for the first time in your life you manifest a lovely relationship and you're blissfully happy, and the people in your family, for example, who are all used to conflict and difficulty and stuff, they start picking at you. They even reject you because you're happy. I mean, you know, the classic example is the person who's grown up poor and then they generate financial wealth. And the family rejects them because how dare you not be like us? It's another thing of we know what to do when you are the way you are and you've gone and changed something and we don't like it now. We don't like you now. It's really that simple. And that can be something very awful for a person because family is pretty much, you know, we survive because, you know, our family is we survive. And so you do what you have to do to survive, even if it means keeping yourself small, keeping yourself lonely, keeping yourself poor, whatever it is. So, you know, I hope that sort of makes it clear to you, the concept I'm trying to communicate, that we often make deeply unconscious choices about what it is safe for us to have in our lives or not. And, you know, if your workplace is exploitative, always, fundamentally, it doesn't matter what it is that you feel exploited by, or because I always, oh God, I work so hard. Where is the reward? Where is the support? You know, la, la, la. It was big in my mind and my brain and my heart and my feeling. And I had to realise that all of those thoughts and all of those feelings and that way of being was fundamentally me being a victim. But I didn't know that for a long time. And it wasn't like somebody slapped me around the chops and said, oh, Maddie, you're just a bloody victim. Come on, you know, get out of it. Get over yourself. No. I had a lot of work to do. I had to understand, I don't want to say it like that. I had to get to know who I was being. And I had to decide who I wanted to be. And most of all, I had to, and this was the hard part, was I had to stop saying it was because of everything outside of me. I had to stop saying, oh, well, you know, that person's got the money to go and do that workshop and they've done it more than once, you know, they've got money to spend thousands of dollars on their training and I don't. And so, you know, that's the reason why I can't be X. Bullshit. But this is the kind of, you know, and I mean yesterday. This is the kind of lackful subtext that still goes on in my head sometimes. When it all gets fired up and, you know, and I get another opportunity to neutralise it and let it go and choose who I am. It's like, no, bullshit. At what point do I say that I stop creating my reality? Really? Because somebody's got a different opportunity to me? That's the reason why I get to feel like crap every day? You see, I really get that now. To use the word we talked about a couple of days ago, whenever it was, I really grok that. And it's empowering, even when it's like, oh, God, I'm in this crappy place again. I know how to get out of it. Oh, Linda, I'm looking forward to reading your comment and replying properly later. So we do, I mean, the little bit I can see, we do and choose and continue to be what we are accustomed to, even when we don't like it. Because unconsciously, anything that's different is generally threatening to us. And that's the thing. Whatever it is that continues to happen in your life, and in this case we're talking about feeling exploited or like you give too much and you just don't get enough back, that's become the way you feel your world is. And it's not. Because if you took somebody else with a different conditioning and a different set of beliefs and a different set of perceptions, a different set of way of being, and stuck them in your life, they would have a different experience. You know, Trading Places. Remember that that television series, which is actually quite nifty, and I never really saw any of it. And I don't watch television now at all. But you know, you take two people and you swap them, and they learn all kinds of stuff about themselves. They swap two people and two families. You know. And you realise, oh my God, the world is not how I thought it was. I just got really used to it. And by the way, this whole global experience that we're having with being shut down and in our own space, isn't that a huge disconnect from all the familiar people and places and things that we're used to doing and using to affirm who we think we are? Yes, I'm quoting Joe Dispenza. There will be those of you who know what this man teaches, and these are more or less his words, because it's so real to me, it's so true to me. We've all been unplugged from our normal selves and our normal lives, and this is a huge opportunity to say, okay, I'm feeling dislocated, I'm feeling discombobulated, I'm feeling lost without all the things that tell me who I used to be. So who do you want to be? You've got nothing outside of you to point at now. There's just you and the four walls for a lot of people, not everybody. If it's just you and the four walls, it's your chance to create. You get instant feedback, baby. Barb, it's great to see you. You get instant feedback. And there's nobody else to blame, you know. And yeah, some of us are stuck at home, not me, but some of us are stuck at home with a full house and lots of children. It's really challenging, and it's still shows you who you are. Charlotte, I can see your little face coming up the top. It's great to see you too, honey. So whatever it is that continues to happen in your life, it's a mirror. And it's not in the way that, what am I doing which means this is happening to me? Yeah, exactly. It's very unconscious. You're so right, Linda. We're so programmed. And you look at it, you think, how am I doing this to myself? What the feck? And the thing is, you can't figure it out by using your logic and your senses and trying to work it out. And why is that? Because everything you're thinking and observing and analysing, you are doing using what you've learned up till now. So the programming up till now is what you're using to analyse the problem that you want to solve. And that is kind of like going round and round in circles, because what you've learned up till now, who you've been up till now, has got you where you are now. So you're not going to find the solution for where you are now if you analyse it within the current thinking and feeling of who you are now. So you can go round and 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 get nowhere. Which is why, talking with friends, talking with a counsellor can be very helpful, particularly just to be seen. But when the conversation starts to go round, you're just telling the same old story and you're not getting anywhere new. So this is when, I write these posts, I say, what if? What if? What if? Well, what if I didn't feel like this? What would it feel like? Who would I be? How would it be if I did feel abundant? How would it be if I was the kind of person that everybody felt so good giving back to? Who would I be? How would I behave? And you start asking those wonderful frontal lobe questions. Now you're no longer looking at how exploited you feel, and you are starting to create a new self, sitting within your four walls, feeling stir crazy because all of your thoughts are circling around and you've got nothing to distract you from them. Painful, isn't it? But it's a fantastic opportunity. Who do you want to be? What thoughts will you think? What feelings will you practice about this person that you want to be? Or are you just going to carry on thinking and feeling and thinking the same way? If you want to create somebody new to be you, Margarita, lovely to see you, you got to think and feel differently. And heads up, it's going to feel weird. It might feel strange. It might feel totally and probably wrong. And all the stuff in your head that's saying, oi, you're going somewhere new. That's dangerous. It's going to say, oh, this is bullshit. You can't change. You've been like this for too long. Start tomorrow. You know, today's a bad day. It's like quitting smoking, right? We're addicted to being who we've been. Seeing Marie, it's lovely to see you. So, yeah, and it's true because we tend to manifest the same patterns in our lives, all with a slightly different permutation. And then we think, how is it that they all look different, but they're all the same shit? You know? And you can analyse it a great deal. But fundamentally, if you ask yourself, how would my life be if it was the way I wanted it to be? Oh, I'm so grateful, Laurie. That's awesome. And you start then thinking, okay, you know, paint the picture, right? Hear the soundtrack, smell the smells, do the things, touch it, taste it, feel it, and then start to think, well, if that is my life that I am living in advance inside myself in my four walls, because I can't go out and do it yet, how does that feel and can I practice it? Because that's really what works. I think that's fantastic, Kiki. You see, I'm not going to have a conversation about not shaving your legs. But I'm totally with you, honey. So, you know, it's like we let go of the crap that doesn't actually serve us or that we don't like or we just do because we think, you know, other people are going to think it's, you know, it's what we're expected to do and be. Really? Who do you want to do and be? Who? How does it feel? What are you doing? What are you saying? What are you thinking? What are you not saying? What are you not thinking? What are you not doing anymore? This is your opportunity to recreate yourself. Make the most of it. It's amazing. I know there's a lot out there in the media that you can focus on. Say, oh, it's awful. Yes, you can invest your energy into the, oh, it's awful. Not going to change anything. You might as well create. Choose what serves you and invest your energy and your intention in that. That's what I've been doing. It's what I continue to do, and I would not live any other way now. Oh my God, no, I can't imagine it. All right, I know I'm out of time. It is glorious to share with you. I'm so glad that our friend Raghunath asked this fabulous question. If you have, you know, little bits more that go with this, please jot them down, because you see what happens when you ask me questions is that 50 other people relate to it and want to know. So it's delightful to be with you. It's lovely to have you all here with me. Big love. I will see you tomorrow with bells on. Bye-bye.